This is going to be interesting because, well, this is the first time I'm revisiting a brand but trying a different item. I did some research on the brand and just genuinely got more curious and went back a week later. Wow. Chef Brian Tsao here, not your typical chef, and no, I am not related to Ivan Moody. I also don't want to be related to Ivan Moody.
Good answer.
Checkers. This is going to be interesting because, well, this is the first time I'm revisiting a brand but trying a different item. I guess I felt compelled to revisit Checkers because, well, I had no knowledge of it, and it was one of those situations where the mystery of not knowing more about it wanted to make me find out more. So after the barbecue bacon Mother Cruncher episode, that was a mouthful, I did some research on the brand and just genuinely got more curious and went back a week later. I am a professional chef with 16 years of you know already. I paid for these items with my own money. I have something in my stomach, so let's get I can't even pretend to do that. Upon my second visit to Checkers, I decided to try their flagship burger item, which is called the Big Buford. Ooh, it's got a good amount of weight. These are quarter-pound patties, American cheese, tomato, pickles. The thing that makes Checkers slightly different from the rest of the giant burger chains is they use red onion rather than white onion. In the last Checkers episode, I was pretty damn sure that this bread, which I enjoyed very much, was potato bread. I looked it up on the website. It's actually not potato bread. It's not even disclosed. It's bakery-style bun or bakery style bread, but that makes absolutely no fucking sense because, well, they're all made in a bakery, so how could they not be bakery style? Let's take the first bite. Wow. That's just kind of underwhelming. That second bite was a lot better. I felt like I got a much better balanced bite that included all the ingredients, all ingredients being the tomato, the pickle, the onion, the cheese, the mayo, the ketchup, the lettuce, the meat. It all came together pretty harmoniously, and it's I keep saying this, but you know, same thing with the last episodes. It's decent. Looking at the bottom bun, it doesn't appear to have been toasted. I think they should have done that. It would have been a nice touch. Also, the meat is somewhat caramelized, but not caramelized very well. I feel like that would have added to the flavor of the sandwich. Do I have sauce on my face? I feel sauce on my face. This burger patty is reminding me of school lunch. But between the size of the patty and the overall flavor, the grind of the meat, it's good. It's not terrible. But there's something about the bounce of this protein, and the same thing with that school lunch. It's just a little too bouncy. It just kind of feels cheap. I'm down to my last bite. These last like 3-4 bites have just had an overwhelming amount of onion. So as I mentioned earlier, I did some research about this brand after the last Checkers episode because, again, I didn't know anything about it and I was curious. So I came to find out Checkers and Rally's kind of has that same thing like Carl's Jr. and Hardee's. Basically, they're the same exact brands with just different names. These different names are a result of a merger between two companies. Another thing I learned about Checkers is their main emphasis is on drive-thru, as well as takeout and to-go, but it's really the drive-thru that they focus on. Also, their menus are smaller, and well, this comes together for a really smart business model. This is a smart business model because with a smaller menu, you need less space to produce your product. When you don't need as much space, you don't need to rent out as big of a place, that's a lot of savings. They also don't need as much staff to maintain a dining room. Keep in mind, if you don't have a dining room, then your restroom won't get used as often. It's just a lot less headache. There are actually way more Checkers in the New York City area than I thought. Not nearly as much as Burger King and McDonald's and Wendy's, so on and so forth, but again, more than I expected. So let's go back to the food. Overall, having this burger, the bread, I liked it, but it wasn't toasted this time, which I thought was weird. The quantity of protein they gave you was very generous, and for a price of what I believe is $6.29 before tax, That's around the same price point as a Burger King Whopper, and they clearly gave you more protein. All the other components in that burger were pretty standard. I mean, there was the onion, there was the tomato, the pickle. There was nothing outstanding about these. The sauce was fine. Same thing with the barbecue sauce from the last episode with that chicken sandwich. It was just very run-of-the-mill. And now that I've had this brand for the second time, what I realized is it doesn't need to be this outstanding product. They just need to meet the needs of what the people want. They offer it at a cheaper price. It's convenient. It's interesting because from what I can observe, they're not really concerned about competing with the other brands. They're just doing what they do. They're being really smart about it with their business model, and they're surviving in this super competitive world of fast food. So what do I grade this? 1 out of 10. 1 being when you cut your fingernails, you think you did a great job, and then 10-15 minutes later, you start feeling this stinging sensation at the edge of your fingernails, and you realize you cut it too close, and then it stings like shit for fucking days afterwards. Or 10 being, I have no 10 for a fingernail joke, but 10 being really good.
Okay.
I give Checkered's Big Buford burger, I give it a 5.75. Guys, if you like this content and you want to see more, hit like, subscribe, share with your friends. In the comments below, just say what's up because you guys never tell me what you want me to review next anyway. Guys, I am Chef Brian Sow, not your typical chef, and I'll see you really soon. Shit.